Can you make $1 billion off of a drink? Actually, yes, you can. Let's dive into the world of celebrity brands. I want to share with you how they're able to leverage their popularity to increase profit, raise capital fast, and yes, sell for $1 billion. In 2017, we had about 40 alcohol-related celebrity brands. Today, we have about 400. Now, why the tenfold increase? It seems absolutely insane to me. Probably because in 2017, George Clooney and two of his friends sold their 5-year-old tequila company, Casamigos, for $1 billion. It was $700 up front with $300 on the 10-year earnout. Now, I've looked at the numbers, and it looks like they're meeting their expectations and will probably get the full $1 billion at the end of the 10-year period. The following year, 2018, Ryan Reynolds bought into Aviation Gin, and 2 years later sold that company in a bundled deal with 3 others for a total all-in of $610 million. Now, they didn't actually specify how much Aviation Gin went for, but if I look at the revenue multiple of Casamigos, they were doing $50 million in revenue, sold for $1 billion, so that's a 20x revenue multiple. Based on the calculations I have for Aviation Gin, I think it sold for $400 million, so not bad. So what we're seeing now is what I call reactionary company building. People see what's hot in the market, and they all go chasing that. Absolutely not a fan of that. I'm more a fan of proactively building companies. So proactively building companies means that you're looking for a space. You're looking for something that does not exist. Now, a great example of this is Aveline Wine. This is Cameron Diaz's wine. She started this company with her friend, Catherine Power. You may know Catherine Power's name. She's a prolific founder in the beauty space, specifically the clean beauty space. She founded Verse and she founded Merit. So both of these women are into clean living, clean home, clean food, clean everything. And they realize that there's not an actual nutrition label on their wine. There's no FDA requirement for winemakers to put the label on there. So they started researching this. Again, proactively building a company, seeing a problem in their everyday life and trying to solve it. Here is what they learned. There are over 70 ingredients that winemakers can put in our wine and simply just not disclose it. There were 3 that caught my eye. Egg whites, milk protein, and isinglass. What is isinglass, you ask? Well, it's just fish guts, fish bladder, the insides of a fish. So let's say you're vegan for ethical reasons, you're vegan for religious reasons, or perhaps you're allergic to milk, you're allergic to eggs or fish. These things could be in your wine and you wouldn't even know. Another thing they discovered was the NIH, National Institute of Health, studied the top wines. Now, these are the top wines, and I really want to stress this. These are not the corner store wines. These are the top wines. 86% of top wines had pesticides in them. So no, your wine is not clean and it probably has fish guts in it. So they created the category. They flew to Europe. They spoke with winemakers. They would talk to any expert who would take a meeting with them, and they learned everything they needed to learn about wine. In 2020, they set out and they raised capital. They raised about $5 million and gave away 34% of the company. They got going, and here's where the celebrity piece comes in. Because she's Cameron Diaz, she was able to get onto TV shows and magazines and publications, creating the awareness piece in your growth equation. So that's the most important piece. Everything you've ever purchased, you had to become aware of it first, right? Unless somebody stole your credit card, you'd have to become aware of it. So if you're building a company, think about how people become aware of your product or service. They got going. They were growing at 80% revenue year over year. The second round they did was about 16 months later. They raised closer to 10 million, about 9.5 million, and they only gave away 21% of the company. That is because they were able to mitigate the risk. The last year, 2023, they did about 23 million in revenue, and in 2024, they're on track to be profitable. So this is how you set out to build a company. So if you are looking for something to do, you want to be entrepreneurial, please do not look and see what's going on right now, what's hot, and then follow that. Please, what you should do is look for problems in your everyday life. That's exactly how they created this category of clean wines. They saw in their life that they actually wanted clean wine and they couldn't find it. So if you're scratching your own itch, you are the customer, right? And probably the most important thing you do in building a company is customer development. So think about that the next time you think about starting a company. Next, I want to talk about how you can partner with celebrities. I'm going to talk about the Kelsey brothers and all the great things that they're doing and how you could potentially partner with somebody like the Kelsey brothers. So make sure you subscribe, and I will see you back here next time.